Sorry. Okay. Well, at least this is gonna fulfill all all the 2 days I missed for posting stuff daily. So this will fulfill today's. Yay! I'm all caught up. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. I guess I regret that tangent. No, I don't. I don't at all. Anyway, to continue, thoughts on George Saunders' convocation speech to the graduating class at Syracuse University of 2013. Okay, so, do. Sorry, scrolling through. Bear with me. Here we go. So the thing that really resonated with me the most is the theme of his speech, which is kindness. Um, that's something I've tried to achieve all my life. Since the day I was born, that's all I wanted to do. And the very first thing I remember being met with outside of my family, was complete cruelty. That me trying to be kind made me weak, made me a dork, made me a loser, blah blah blah. In addition to the fact, and it is a fact, whether or not they'll admit it, it is a fact, and I've proven this, that those I grew up with were racist. Did they know they were racist? No. Did they mean to be racist? No. Did they know why they were racist? Probably not. I think only one of them actually now realizes why they were actually racist. Um, and actually, well, I've only actually hung out with him once since, he's actually become a really decent fellow. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to catch up with him sometime. Ben, his name is. Um, yeah, awesome guy. Uh, we have a difference in taste in video games, but whatever, he's a cool dude. Um, anyway, so yeah, basically, I really enjoy George Saunders' theme of just trying to be kind. Because why wouldn't you be? Why would you go out of your way to make someone else feel miserable? For what? To make yourself feel better in comparison? Why bother comparing yourself in the first place? And actually, that will probably be a good large theme, if not the entire thing, for this video. Comparing yourself to others. In my opinion, why do it? Is anyone free from it? Not to my knowledge. However, in my case, I do try as best as I can to not compare myself to anyone else, because only two things can happen from comparing yourself to another. The first thing is what I've observed to be most common, that you just feel crappy about yourself. Let me use a really worn out, while still very true and very vital point case. In the media. U.S. media filled with tons of women who are photoshopped, and yes, if you haven't realized this yet, which I'm sure many of you have, but if you haven't, many of them are photoshopped. Magazines are the most popular choice, I think, to draw from, so I'll draw from that. That those women you see in those magazines are, as far as I know, not real. Now, the person in the photo is a real person, more than likely, but the way they look is not. I've seen the process of how it's done. In fact, I've actually had just a tiny bit of experience doing it myself. It's actually really disgusting. It was, it was so sickening doing that, knowing what it does to people, girls and girls, that, girls specifically. Thank you. So, my point is that girls who compare themselves to those people in the magazines, more often than not, feel terrible about themselves. Eating disorders, exercising disorders, depression, rage, you name it. Um, just a terrible outcome. Why? Because they compared themselves to it. Is it their fault that they compared themselves to it? Not entirely. Uh, American culture is largely dominated by peer pressure. Um, Growing up the way I did, I can say that. Um, Not that I'm anyone special. I'm really not. Um, but anyway, so there's the first outcome, that you feel terrible. What good is that, right? The second outcome, you feel good about yourself. It's okay. Take a master and student example. Um, if you're a student, your goal is to surpass your master. Your master's goal, to help you surpass them. Plain and simple. There's a good comparison. However, human nature seems to be repetitive. So, and by the way, disclaimer, I'm young. How can I actually say that? Well, this is speculation. Notice the title, Daily Thoughts. These are my thoughts. Not to really be taken as fact, just something to chew on. So, hey, I was right. This is going to take up the whole video. Anyway, a master and student example? Sure, fine. Keep doing that, however, and this is probably going to happen, that you are going to get a complex of superiority. I've gotten it before. In fact, only until very recently did I finally admit to myself that, yeah, actually, I did think I was better than other people, and worse than other people. It was a huge cause of stress for me. So, after I decided that, hey, you know what? People are different. People will always be different. There will never be two of the same person ever in existence, not even a clone. So, why bother comparing myself to other people? I'm not better than anyone. I'm not worse than anyone. I'm just different. I may be better at something than someone else, and someone may be better at something else than I, but good luck trying to come up with an overarching scale that determines who's better than who. I'm certainly not going to do it. Because when you develop that sense of superiority, you become arrogant. And arrogant... Can I swear on this? I'm not sure if I should. I'll refrain. An arrogant a-hole. Which is what I was for many, many years, and probably still am, so I'm working on it. But, comparing yourself to others really doesn't do you any good. Now, because I have created a terrible habit of dealing in bold statements as young as I am, and in fact, I don't think anyone should ever deal in bold statements. I'll explain that in a different episode if I think of it, maybe tomorrow. So, man, I thought I was going to go through this thing a lot more. I'm sorry. My apologies. But what do you care? You're not even watching. So, anyway, there is a... I probably failed to finish the thought I was just on. I'm sorry. But anyway. No, I didn't. Okay, so, yeah, bold thoughts. So, because of the bold thought I said earlier, that there are only two possible outcomes. Two. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? People normally do it with the backhand, so I think I'm okay. Sorry! I didn't mean to. Wasn't thinking there. My bad. Okay. So, anywho, uh, yeah, bold statements. So that bold statement I made earlier that there are only two possible outcomes to comparing yourself to others, that's actually not true. There is a third, very rare possibility that can come out of it. And probably many, many more that I don't even care to mention. But a third is that you will get the idea that you want to improve yourself, which is, I think, what George Saunders is trying to relay. That you can improve yourself, be a decent goal, and he gives you his opinion, and it is an opinion. If you look at this article, you can find it on New York Times. Uh, yeah. Let me know if you want me to post a link. I can do that. Anyway, he does specifically state that it is what he thinks. Thoughts? Thinks? Eh? Getting it? Alright. Um, so it's not really fact, right? But it is something to chew on. Um, so, a good way to improve yourself is to become kinder. I'm not gonna take another 10 minutes to explain to you what I think is a great way to help yourself become kinder and in which ways to do it. Although it'd be perfect for a thing called daily thoughts, right? Not so much. So, yeah, basically, um, become kinder. It's a good message. I like good messages. Anyway, what was more to this I wanted to add? Oh, yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. But just a small thing, just for some humor. Now that you're all like, yeah, yeah, how can I do this? Or you're probably like, dork. Um, Something else that I came across as I was reading this thing is that I think I understand why, since my freshman year of high school, um, I haven't been able to at all seem uh, attractive enough to have a girlfriend because if I mean, if you were to read through the speech, you'd understand my context. But basically, if this is an old fart with this idea, presumably an idea that most young people our age, around our age and whatnot, have not come across, being to worry far less about yourself and just worry about being kinder to others. If that is indeed an old fart's thought, that would mean that I have had the mindset of an old fart for X number of years. Um, and that means that that is probably a decent reason, while even though no one except me, it, well, take that as you will, with a grain of salt, if you might. No one except me would think of that as a reason as to why I haven't gotten a girlfriend, but not for lack of trying, mind you. With unconventional methods, I suppose. Kind of, maybe. Not really. Maybe. No, not really. Friend zoned a lot. Anyway, my point is that crap. Sorry, this is what happens. This will probably happen a lot more as I go. My point is that a girl my age wanting to date an old fart or someone with the mindset of an old fart, probably not very likely. Which actually, when I read this, I found relieving and ridiculously amusing, if not really saddening, but mostly amusing. I'll be sad about it when I'm 80 and alone. Um, oh, by the way, well, yeah, this is a really long one. Longest one. Um, that my prediction for the audience, if there was one, would be that girl viewers would fall into three categories: the "aww" category, the suck it up category, kind of tomboyish, I guess, maybe. I don't believe in the concept of a tomboy. Not that girls should be one way, boys another. No, I just believe that people are people. There's no need to label them. And the third category is there was a third category, wasn't there? I don't know. Maybe not. Sorry. Fine. I'll stick with those two categories for now. Um, I'll remember it later and then be like, ah. So, boys, I'll just stick with two categories. Their two categories are likely brofist, I'm with you, man, I know what it feels like kind of thing, or pussy, that kind of thing. I hate that word. I really do. It's gross. I mean, it didn't used to be gross. Now it is. The terrible word. Anyway, yeah. That's it for today. And now I'm going to close this episode with a preview of my terrible Christopher Walken impression by kitties